Women will never admit this, but when they're truly in love and scared to show it, their behavior becomes a psychological minefield. Miss the signs and you'll think she's just not interested. But decode them. You unlock the kind of attraction most men never experience. Most men fail in dating because they ignore this one truth. Love isn't loud. It's hidden in subtle fears, quiet hesitations, and mixed signals. And if you don't know what to look for, you'll walk away from a woman who was falling for you the whole time. Here's the brutal truth. The women who seem hardest to read are often the ones who feel the deepest. And today, I'm exposing the exact 6 psychological signs a woman is in love with you, but scared to show it. Attraction isn't about your looks, it's not about your bank account, and it's definitely not about the cheesy pickup lines you learned on the internet. It's about understanding a woman's subconscious mind, her fears, her desires, and the hidden emotional triggers she's wired to respond to. You see, when a woman is truly in love, but afraid to show it, her behavior becomes confusing on purpose. Not because she wants to manipulate you, but because she's emotionally vulnerable and terrified of rejection. And here's where 99% of men get it wrong. They either push too hard and scare her off, or they back off too early, thinking she's not interested, when in reality, she was just waiting for a man emotionally intelligent enough to read between the lines. By the end of this video, you'll be in the top 1% of men who understand the real signs, the ones hidden beneath the surface. These are not the obvious "she texts back fast" or "she laughs at your jokes" signals. These are deeper psychological behaviors backed by real emotional patterns. Because once you can read a woman's unspoken love language, you become the kind of man women don't just want, they obsess over. 1. She avoids eye contact when things get emotionally intense. When a woman is in love but scared to show it, her body betrays her emotions. Avoiding eye contact during vulnerable moments, like compliments, serious conversations, or emotional closeness, is a defense mechanism. It's not disinterest, it's emotional overload. Eye contact creates intimacy, and intimacy triggers fear when love is real. She's bubbly and talkative, until you look into her eyes and tell her she's special. Suddenly, she looks away, fiddles with something, or changes the subject. That's not rejection, that's emotional exposure. Next time she breaks eye contact in those key moments, don't chase her validation. Hold your gaze, stay grounded. That emotional tension, it's her heart speaking louder than her words ever will. 2. She acts hot and cold because she's fighting her feelings. Inconsistent behavior is a classic psychological defense. She likes you, but fear tells her to pull back. The push-pull dynamic isn't immaturity, it's emotional survival. She's testing if you're safe, without risking full vulnerability. One day, she's super affectionate, even flirty. The next, she's distant or busy. You're left confused. But look deeper. That's her trying to protect her heart without cutting ties. Don't react emotionally. Stay consistent, calm, and confident. When you become the steady presence in her emotional storm, you become her anchor. And that's when she starts opening up. 3. She asks deep personal questions but deflects her own. When a woman is emotionally invested, she craves emotional closeness, asking about your childhood, your dreams, your fears. It's her way of building intimacy. But when you try to go deep with her, she dodges. That's not a lack of interest, it's fear of being fully seen. She wants to know everything about you. But when you ask about her past relationships or why she guards her emotions, she laughs it off or changes topics. She's not hiding from you. She's hiding from the pain she associates with vulnerability. Respect her emotional pace. But don't ignore the signs. Let her know, subtly, that depth doesn't scare you. That creates psychological safety, and once she feels that, she'll start sharing on her own. 4. She shows up in your world, but never asks for attention. A woman in love, but afraid, will orbit your life. She'll be where you are, like your posts, drop subtle "I saw this and thought of you" texts. But she won't make a move. Why? Because the fear of rejection still outweighs the desire to be seen. She pops up at events you're at. She watches all your stories. She even sends you memes that match your humor. But she never asks to hang out. That's not randomness. It's emotional camouflage. Call it out lightly. You always pop up at the right moments, don't you? See how she reacts? Teasing breaks the ice and confidence disarms fear. That's when she feels safe enough to lean in. 5. She talks about other guys to gauge your reaction. This isn't a test of jealousy, it's a subconscious probe. If she's emotionally invested but afraid, she'll mention other men to see if you care without directly exposing her own feelings. She casually says, "My coworker asked me out," and watches how you react. She's not trying to make you insecure, she's trying to feel secure in your interest. Never show insecurity. Respond playfully. "He has good taste, I'll give him that." Confident men don't compete. They stand out by not reacting. That confidence is what turns her fear into trust. 6. She mirrors you without realizing it. Emotional mirroring is one of the clearest signs of deep subconscious attraction. When a woman is in love, her nervous system syncs with yours. Your tone, your body language, even your texting patterns. You text haha instead of LOL. Suddenly, she does too. You lean back during a conversation, so does she. You pause before answering, she starts doing the same. She's aligning with your emotional rhythm. Even if she's scared to admit why, use this to lead the vibe. Slow down, stay calm, speak with confidence. She's already tuned into your frequency. Now show her it's safe to stay there. Let me ask you something. How many amazing women have you let slip away because you thought she wasn't into you, when in reality, she was just scared you'd reject her first? It happens more than you think. Because here's the hard truth. Most men get ghosted not because the woman lost interest, but because he failed to lead with emotional intelligence. He overtexted, he got needy, he chased her validation, instead of reading the signs she was silently dropping. And here's what nobody tells you. The more emotionally mature a woman is, the harder it is for her to show love casually. She doesn't play games, she protects herself. So, when she starts to fall, it terrifies her. That's why she pulls back. That's why she tests your emotional depth. That's why she mirrors you, but still stays guarded. And yet, this is where high-value men rise. Because the moment you understand that her silence is actually a cry for safety, everything changes. What if the love you've been waiting for was right in front of you, but you weren't grounded enough to see it? Like it or not, the more a woman feels for you, the harder she tries to hide it. Not because she's manipulative, but because she's trying to figure out if you're real, or just another emotional risk. So tell me in the comments, have you seen any of these signs before and missed them, or did you catch them, but didn't know what they meant? I'm reading every reply. Let's be brutally honest, 99% of men will keep failing with women, not because they're unattractive, but because they are emotionally blind. They see a woman pull back and assume she's disinterested. They miss the eye contact, the mirroring, the emotional breadcrumbs she leaves, and walk away from something real, because they never learn to read what isn't said. But you're not most men. Because now, you know the truth. You know that love, when it's real, often hides behind fear, that the strongest feelings come with the biggest walls. And the woman who seems distant might be praying you're the man strong enough to see through her defenses. So here's what separates the average guy from the rare, high-value man. He doesn't chase. He doesn't panic. He reads the energy, stays grounded, and makes her feel safe being feminine, emotional, and fully herself. Master this skill, and you won't have to chase love ever again, because women feel it instantly when they're in the presence of a man who gets it. If this video opened your eyes, even just once, don't scroll past like the average guy. Hit that subscribe button, because YouTube's algorithm won't show you this kind of insight again unless you engage right now. Drop a comment below. Have you ever missed a woman's hidden signs, or decoded them and watched everything shift? I want to hear your story, and if you're ready to become the kind of man women secretly crave, not for your looks, not for your money, but for your emotional intelligence and presence, you're in the right place. More videos are coming, packed with the psychological truths most men never hear, but only if you stay locked in. Subscribe, like, comment, and share this with a brother who's tired of being confused by women. This is the new era of high-value masculinity, and you're officially ahead of 99% of men.